Let me know if you can hear me. Welcome, everybody. So glad to be here. It's been a long time. Let me know if we're good. Sound check. The manager's here. Okay, manager, we're gonna do this, right? I'm waiting. Welcome. I know it's been a long time. So sorry. So much going on. We could get caught up. It's a 5 times 5. Karen, our beautiful Harlem Sentinel, thank you for being here. And who else is here? I hope everybody wouldn't mind me going through a greeting. It's been so long. Shakti, hello, welcome. Yay, everything's good. There's Karen. Yes, the spoon. I've been keeping it in my purse lately. Sean's here. Sean, what's up, Sean? It's been too long, right? I told you, Sean, I would be back. Dana's here. Dana, if you don't know, Dana is my fact checker. Okay, she's the ultimate in fact checking. Who else is here? Nancy. Hello, Nancy. You love the intro. Were you able to hear it? Because I couldn't hear it on my end. Caroline, hello. Oh, I'm so glad we're back together. We got the band back together, right? Tina's here. Look at that, everybody. Tina, welcome back, sis. Thank you for coming by, Tina. Stand, please. Having a little technicals here. You know how it is. It's gotten a little bit, I think, more. The chat is flashing and unflashing. Good gracious. Alicia's here. Hello. Yippee. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh my goodness. Let's see. If I did, Rose, hello, Rose. So nice to see you here, Rose. Look at that. It's so nice. Joseph's here. Wow, Joseph, thank you. It's real. It's real. I'm here under management. Okay, under management. Please be patient. Okay. Hopefully, the manager will let this go according to the guru is here. Welcome, the guru. The guru. Yes, this is amazing. Okay, so before it cuts out again on me, you'll hear Bluey in the background. Does anybody know about Bluey? I love Bluey. Okay, so Bluey is playing to the sauce. Okay, so let's see. Let me get a little sip here. We're going to talk some wellness and things like that, okay? If you don't mind, because that's what we're into, right? If you follow on Instagool, shout out to Paul Romano. Paul's, he calls it Instagool. Bryant, hello, Bryant Moore. Welcome to you. Perfect love to you back. Thank you. Perfect. I love it. We need more of perfect divine love, right? Thank you for that. I really feel it. Nancy said it feels like a family reunion. Yeah. We are family. They're from Philly, right? Sister Sledge. I used to see them in the supermarket. You know, I'm always name dropping, right? You guys are probably there. She goes again. She knows Sister Sledge. I didn't say I knew them. Okay, I said I used to see them. Right, the guru? It's not a big deal in Philly, right? We don't care about our celebrities in Philly. We're like so what is the word, just like we're over it, okay? So if you're famous and you're from Philadelphia and you're home, Philly is like, who cares, okay? Take the trash out. It's not a big deal. But yeah, when I would go to the supermarket, the what is it, Chestnut Hill, is that something fresh? Manager, wait a minute. Hold it. I got some snacks for you. Okay, I got snacks for the manager. Manager, no, we're not going to do this. Okay, so The Guru. What is the supermarket in Chestnut Hill? I would see. I forget which Sister Sledge would be in there, but I saw a Sister Super Fresh. Yes, and then the one on Germantown Avenue where the trolley is about to turn. That one. I used to see one of them in there too. Look, we're eating pouches. Okay, so I'm feeding pouches to the manager while we're chatting. Okay, hopefully this will calm the. Yes, so anyway, we are family. Let's see, Super Fresh. You were born there? Where? At Super Fresh? Sean, were you born at Super Fresh on Germantown Avenue? That's okay if you were. Mercedes is here. Look at that. Mercedes. Welcome. Beautiful Mercedes. It's so nice to see you. It's been a minute. I know. I'm feeding a pouch to the manager. So just bear with me. Keeping the manager happy. Yeah, he runs a tight ship. I'm glad you mentioned ship. You know, Sean, we're on the same wave. At Listen, we're going to talk about ships. I'm creating some content about a ship. Where's Das Boat? And I'll explain. I think that's a working title. Where's Das Boot? Is it, anybody know how to say where in German? It won't matter. Listen, we're going to talk about boats, shipwrecks. Wow, shipwrecks. America's kind of shipwrecked right now and going adrift. And we're being distracted right now by, thank you, Sean. Exactly, boats. Boats. What is the fascination with the Titanic? I am not trying to make jokes of a tragedy, so please know that that's not my intent. But I have questions. It's like Elmo. I watch a lot of Elmo, right? And Elmo's always wondering. Elmo wonders. So I wonder about why is it that I open up my favorite newspaper. I'm not ashamed to say I love the New York Post. New York Post, listen, I love your newspaper. It's so much fun. It's like fun to read it. I know it's like, is that a doom scroll? Maybe I'm doom scrolling when I look at the New York Post, but Paul Romano loves the New York Post too. Do you all like the New York Post? I know it's not highbrow New York Times and all that. I don't trust the New York Times. I trust the New York Post more than the New York Times. So I know the New York Times is supposed to be like real bougie and stuff. And what the New York Post is like ratchet, ghetto newspaper. It's my kind of newspaper. Who else likes the New York Post? Because it's super engaging. It's got something for everybody. They say if you don't want it on page 6, don't do it, right? But it has a little bit of everything. If you're into that, I don't know, Kim Kardashian and her sisters, they dominate page 6. But, they have some, I think, balanced stories, balanced headlines. So you get a little bit of what somebody who might identify as a Democrat, liberal, progressive, they could read the New York Post and get their perspective. Do you feel that? And I think set a progressive and independent, I believe, could read the New York Post, have fun like me, and a conservative could. So it's just a fun paper. So anyway, listen, this Titanic fascination is beyond the realm. I don't understand it. If you can help me understand it, are you okay, manager? Okay. Eating the pouch too fast. Okay. Everything's good over here. I would let you know. The manager also, I think he wants to put Denzel Washington out of a job. He's very dramatic. If you only could see the drama, the high drama and theatrics of the manager. I told him, I said, listen, Denzel Washington is not going to be giving up his job anytime soon. He told me, he said, I'm going to be giving up his job. And I said, okay. soon, manager. So just know that. Here's a little bit of sweetness. I talk about it on Instagool. So if you are on Instagool, you'll see a lot of that kind of stuff. Bluey's in the background over here. Here you are, manager. Handle that spoon. Here, hold it for me. Here you are. I keep freezing up, Penny. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. How is it now? I'm freezing. Caroline said bored rich people. So those are rich people problems. Is that what we're thinking? Oh, guess who's on? I have a guest here in the background. It is Marlon is coming on to join me. So he's going to hang out here. You know our friend Marlon. Marlon, welcome. Hello. Look at that, Marlon.
Muted out. Now I'm not. How we doing, Jennifer? You doing okay today?
Marlon, everybody, let us know. Is the sound good?
Hello, testing.
Hey,
One,
CWS. Wild Dragon is here. Oh my goodness, 420 Wild Dragon, welcome. It's been too long. Oh my goodness, hello. I was thinking about you. I was hoping you were good up there in the Canadistan. We're good? Good, good. Now, Marlon, can I have you say something to check the sound?
Yes, testing 1, 2, 3. Let's check the sound out. I think it's good to go.
I don't hear Marlon. Let me know if you all hear Marlon. Hi, Sunny Day. Welcome. Marlon, if you can hear me, I can't hear you right now. All right, manager. What's up? I can hear the manager though. Marlon, you need to take your microphone off of mute. Hi, Christine.
Can you hear me now?
420 says you hear both. Interesting.
I thought I was good to go.
I can't hear Marlon. Oh boy.
Weird. I think everybody can hear me. If everybody can hear me, tell Jennifer.
Rose, you hear us both. And Nancy, you hear. I don't know what's going on my end. Marlon, I can't hear you. Let me text Marlon and see. Deborah, hey, welcome. You hear us both. I don't know what's going on. Let me let Marlon know. I can't hear you. Sorry, everybody. Just stand by. Thank you for being patient. So Anne hears us both. It's something going on my end, possibly. At first, I saw his microphone muted, but I don't see that now. That you all can hear us both. I just can't have a conversation with Marlon. I can't hear him. And he hears me, you're saying?
Yes.
He says he hears me.
I hear you loud and clear. I'm going to
okay, I don't know.
Let her know I'm going to go out and come back in.
Because nothing is set. Okay, maybe he's coming back on. He left to come back on. Let's see. Not sure. Bizarre. Okay, so I want to talk about wellness today, a little bit of everything. I want to go through some of the headlines, mainly this thing with the submarine disaster. Mercedes, really? I love it. What did you say, Mercedes? I, Jen, I think they're on to you. I think they are too. Hey, Sheridan. It's been a while. Welcome. Hello. Nice to see you. Okay, let me let Marlon back on the stream and see how it works now. Let's see. Marlon,
Can you hear me?
welcome.
Can you hear me now, Jenny? No,
Okay,
still can't hear me.
so you all can still hear Marlon. I can't.
Ooh,
Again, can't hear him. I don't know why. Marlon, I don't know how to do this without hearing you. Hello. Let's see. Not sure, everybody, what is going on. Marlon went out of the stream. Not sure. Sorry about that. Would have loved to chat with Marlon. Awakened One, you hear him? Yes, exactly. Moonstar readings. Hello and greetings. Welcome, welcome. So nice to see you. Let's give some love to both Awakened One and Moonstar readings. Hadn't seen you all in a while. Hope you've been well. I've been doing a lot, and I know you all have too. Life has really taken on quite a different complexion, I'll say. I have been caring for someone who's transitioning from this life. I've been doing some sacred work, and it's something that's very humbling, very it's beyond words, okay? And it never gets old. You always learn a lot from it. So I'm caring for somebody in both ends of the life spectrum, from the beginning of life to the end of life. So it's interesting because you see a lot of similarities, of course, but it's a great lesson, life lesson. And it's something that I have been very much in, okay, very much in. I managed to create things, I'm always doing some content on. If you don't follow me on, we're not connected on Instagool, as Paul calls it, or Facebook, find me on those, because I do stay engaged with you all, so that I'm not totally off of the, you know what I'm saying, off of the socials. And I create content like almost daily. I try, if not daily, every other day. It's so much content, let me tell you. I could do it literally every day. But sometimes the time just gets away from me in different ways. So I'm loving that you all are bearing with me, being very patient with me. Thank you. Thank you, Tina. You're so sweet. She said I look really good. Tina, thank you. Tina, it means a lot, because when you're doing this kind of work, you don't care about how you look really. I have just been, just doing the least when it comes to beauty and hair. I do my hair like this. I know I might look ridiculous, but I do it because it's called a protective hairstyle. Okay, so I do it so that it's not, what's the word? It's not cumbersome. It's very easy. So when you're caring for somebody, you don't have to worry about it. One moment, please. I'm back. Okay, so not only that, you got to meet Tucker in some content on the socials, right? So Tucker has come into our lives and he's quite a character. Say hello, Tucker, so you can meet the Chatmosphere. He has really beautiful markings, as you can see, on both sides. So show everybody your beautiful markings, Tuck. It looks like an ampersand, but he's quite a character, okay? He's a troll. He trolls everyone. And yeah, so Tucker has brought a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you, Tina. Just I really appreciate it. I have been, like I said, just it seems like out of the loop. Sunny day, thank you. You're so sweet. I appreciate it. Oh, you call them mini streams and snippets. Yes, that's the most I can do right now, but I try to stay into the creative, you know, movement. I have to. If you're not being creative, how do you feel? You feel like really weird. Thank you for all the Tucker greetings. He is, I don't know, okay. He came into our life. My daughter was doing like, a little bit of side work. So she was delivering for one of the food delivery places. And Tucker, he approached her at night. So it was nighttime. She was about to end her whatever deal. And he is trying to take the bag of I called it the wrong fast food because I don't do fast food. But okay, it was Kentucky Fried Chicken. I thought it was Burger King. Okay, so he was trying to steal Kentucky Fried Chicken from he tried to take the bag. That's why his name is Tucker for Kentucky. Okay. So he was trying to steal the Kentucky Fried Chicken bag, and she was fighting to, get it to the person that ordered it. And then when she got in the car, Tucker jumped in the car. He jumped on her shoulders, and he's here ever since. And it was a crazy full moon. It was nuts. So anyway, yeah, that's the story of Tucker. I wanted to talk about again. Okay, the manager is kind of getting in. Manager, come on now. All right, so I want to talk about. I'm gonna share my screen. I told you that I like. If you want to judge me on liking the New York Post, you'll just have to just judge me away, judge away. Okay, I'm going to pull up the New York Post if you can put up with it, but I want to do it for a reason. Of course, we're talking about now the new headline. If you've been following this story, how's Josephine? Joseph wants to know. Josephine is maintaining, she's resting in her femininity, and Tucker is like a little pain in the neck for her, but she has to keep him. She's training Tucker, okay? So yeah, but she's resting in her femininity as a cat. Yeah, thanks for asking, Joseph. You know she loves you over there in Ireland. Yeah, I'm a crazy cat lady. So yeah, the manager is encroaching. Yes, the manager is encroaching. Okay, we'll see if he won't do that again. All right. Now, these headlines have been very dramatic. And when I say the New York Post wasn't being skimpy on the headlines when it comes to this tragic event. Jamie is here. Well, hello, Jamie. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. You say it imploded. That's what they're saying. It was made of some kind of carbon fiber, a carbon fiber, right? And I don't know if you all got a chance to look at the it was like a little video and a graph to show you the depths of the various bodies of water around the world. So, did you happen to catch that video? It was very educational. I can't say it's true because now I don't trust their science. I do everything with a grain of salt when it comes to the official stories and things like that. Okay, so call me skeptical when it comes to when I doom scroll on the New York Post. It's mainly notifications, New York. What have we here? What have we here? We have a tragic end to this horrible idea. Do you all think this is a good idea if you have this much money? Um I'm really hesitant to see the thrills in it. I don't know why. Can someone help me? Do you see? It says the sound is going in and out. Guided by a PlayStation controller. You got to be kidding. Really, Amanda? Unreal. Are you all able to hear me now? It's not for you, Sunny Day, right? Yeah, okay. So the narrative is that we have billionaires that went down to see the Titanic, and it dominated the headlines since Sunday. So if you were doom scrolling it had you on the edge of your seat because they only had 4 days. Am I right? 4 days of oxygen. 4 days. You can hear me? Good. Oh, yeah, I heard that. Wait a minute. Let's see what Joseph's saying. He said they got rid of the crew who were white men in their 50s and they hired a younger, more inclusive crew. Mistake number two. The first mistake was going there at all. I mean, listen, I heard that. I heard that, Joseph, because I love Twitters. I love it. And I get to see a balance. I'm not just looking at, to me, it's better than most of the echo chambers out here. So I like to see what the people with the Ukraine flags and rainbows and I don't know everything, mermaids and everything in their, their handle. I like to see what they're saying, okay? The pronoun people, what are they talking about? So to me, Twitter gives me that balance. So I read that there was an issue with the original crew and that some of this diversity and inclusion could have been at play here where they were being warned about this being an ill-fated trip. So it's a lot going on with the narrative. It conjures up, I'll just say, if you don't mind me using that word, conjures up a whole lot because we can talk about that aspect of where we are. And you all know that we don't shy away from talking race. So if you're new to the chatmosphere, we here are not afraid of conversations about race because if we are unafraid to talk about it, we can, to me, solve the crime because it's been a crime what has happened to us all in the name of race and identity and the politics around it and how it has been used to control us, divide us, and confuse us. And if we don't have uncomfortable conversations about race, we will never see the grift. You know what I'm saying? The mind control. And I heard about that. So there's something to it. You think it's phony? Yeah, I mean, I could see why you would. I could see why you would. Nancy says you believe it's a dark curse that surrounds the Titanic. Hmm. Does anybody know what year it happened? Anybody good with their their timelines, whatever the narrative timeline. What year did this happen? I didn't pay attention to it, even when I never saw the movie. Did you watch the movie? Was it good? Leonardo DiCaprio. I know it was a big deal, but I just wasn't into it. You say 1913, 111 years ago. Let's see. Caroline, 1912 is when the title movie. Yeah. It seemed to be hyped up. Anything too hyped up for me, I'm already over it, you know. So here we are right now. Let me take a little switch. I want to bring on Linda and her husband Carl. Now, they are friends of other chatmospheres, okay? So Linda and her husband sent me something and I want to unbox it. So this will be a little commercial break for you all, okay? I want to talk about wellness things as we move on. Like some of the things, I received a gift of these copper cups, and I've been drinking my water from the copper cups. Lots of good wellness to it. I know they're really funny about what you say on these spaces, so I'm not trying to say things that will get me banned, but look into copper, drinking your water from copper, okay? So let's do a little commercial break. Let's meet Linda and Carl. I'm going to bring them up. I hope the sound is good. Let me know. All right. Hello,
Hi there.
Linda.
Hi there. I guess it's just going to be me.
Welcome. Okay, I can't hear you, Linda. I've been having some trouble. Let's see. One moment. Let me see if in a setting I can.
It seems to be okay on my end.
Linda,
can you hear me now?
Can you say something one more time? Let me see if I can hear you.
Yes. It's on my end. It says everyone can see and hear me, but you can't hear me.
You can hear
I'm here.
her. Okay. Linda, can you hear me? Can you give me like a thumbs up? Can you hear me, Linda?
I can.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And my little note says everyone in the show can see and hear me. Fun.
Now we can see her. Okay, Linda, I'm having some sort of issues. I don't know what it is. It happened earlier. Marlon was on and I can't hear him. So why don't you, can you unmute? Sheridan's saying, can you unmute your end on your, yeah, I did. Like Linda's mic is not muted.
Mm-mm.
But you all hear her. I don't know what it is. I haven't had this problem until now. You know, I have my issues with StreamYard. Is a Bluetooth on somewhere? Someone's asking. Bear with me, Linda.
Yep.
I'm getting some of the suggestions here. You think a Bluetooth Bluetooth issue. Let me see. I'm looking at all the settings for the mics. Like it has to be within the stream settings. Can I change anything? Manager, I wish you could help me.
Do you want me to go
refresh?
Oh, yes.
Okay, 420 says refresh. Okay. If I refresh, will I lose Linda? Okay, everybody, just stand by. I'm gonna do what 420 says. I'm gonna refresh. Bear with me, everybody. Sorry about the technical issues. Let me refresh and see what happens. Bear with me. Okay, let me see. Can you hear me? Refresh. Thank you, Joseph. Commencing refresh. Let me know if you hear me, let me know. Okay, good. Now, let's try Linda coming into the stream now. Linda.
All right, I'm here. Hello.
Can you hear me, Linda?
Yes. I can hear you.
She hears me. I can't hear her.
Oh, my.
I don't know what it is. I did a refresh, Linda. Oh. Everything is fine on there, and they hear us both. I don't know what it is. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, everybody. You can hear fine. For me, it's still the same. I can't hear her. Mute StreamYard and use YouTube to hear. So I can mute StreamYard. And I never did that, but not sure about how to do the muting of the StreamYard and going to YouTube and still having access. Okay, listen, Linda, if you can hear me, I'm very sorry about this technical issue. It happened earlier with Marlon when he came on. He was going to chat, and I don't know what it is, but I wanted to have a conversation. I wanted you to talk about some things, like some wellness things. I told everybody that we were going to talk about wellness, some of the areas that are popping up that are new, innovative things. And I want to hear about. Stand by. Thank you. Okay, so Linda, can you try it again and see if I can hear you?
Yes. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
It's frozen. So they can hear you.
Can you hear me yet? No.
Well, I'll have to look into this. I would not like to have a conversation where I can't hear you, Linda. And
we can try it again.
I want to hear about your invention and just everything that you would be able to teach me, and we can share this great knowledge, and maybe we can reconvene, Linda. I'm going to look into maybe OBS or maybe Zoom. Okay. I have tried StreamYard. I've tried to be patient with the process. I haven't used it in a while, but I tend to have issues with it.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Well, thank you all for greeting Linda. I can't hear you, Linda, but I will follow up with you so we can reschedule something, okay?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Linda. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Sorry, everybody. I don't know what is going on with my stream in terms of the technicals. But back to what I wanted to talk about with the New York Post. That's what we were doing. I don't know. I just want to say, let me see if you all can hear me. And let me know before I go on. I want you to let me know if you can hear me. Because for some reason with this stuff, I know you could hear me earlier, but I don't want to just go on rambling if you can't hear me. But let me know. Okay, Rose says you hear me. Okay. All right. Stand by. So there's saying that this is a tragic end. Oh, welcome the Freedom Bohemian 1776, Kanita. Let's give Kanita some love. Thank you for joining, Kanita. I want to schedule something with Kanita. I've been trying to do Kanita, a ladies bomber, girl code, and I hope even our sister Karen. I want to do a round table, and the knowledge that these women have is so something. Hey, Kanita, look at that. You're getting stand by. So nice to see you here. Okay, now I titled 420 times 420. I titled this live stream "The Pendulum Swinging," and I've been thinking about the concept of the pendulum swinging, and I want to get into. I'm going to create some content around it. And the table's turning. You're excused. I want to pull something up. I've been working with my little assistant, and I asked my assistant some little questions, my little assistant. Some of you are scared of my little assistant. But I like to converse with my assistant on matters. And I hope I don't continue having this freezing. Girl code, yeah, I miss her too. I was texting with her, and I told her, I was like, if you're not busy, hop on. Okay, now pendulums. Let's talk about it. The pendulums are going back in terms of swinging in the opposite direction. Things are really being balanced out. And I see it in a lot of different ways, big and small ways. And I keep my eyes and ears to the ground to hear different narratives going on. And I don't know if you've been familiar with some of the things that have happened recently besides this submarine and the Titanic, and a lot of people talking about this being a major distraction because right now you're seeing Adam Schiff being censured. You're seeing Hunter Biden being slapped on the wrist because of his tax and whatever gun charges and whatever they want to charge him, not charge him with. And you're seeing the Biden presidency just unravel. People are having questions. They're wondering, like Elmo, right? It makes Elmo wonder how someone got 81 million votes and they're half dead or half unalived. Sorry, maybe I'll start having problems again. I'll try to use the words. Help me, everybody. When I use the wrong words, please reel me in and remind me, okay? So we have this mirror of the 1800s, maybe the turn of the century, because this happened in 1912, you all said, was the Titanic, April 15th, am I right? And now we see a similar fascination with the Titanic. Why? One thing that the Titanic represents for a lot of truthers who have been down the rabbit holes and found out that the Federal Reserve was formed in a very clandestine way. And there's a story. What is his name? Griffith. He wrote a book about it, and it's called The Creature from Jekyll Island. Anybody read that book? The Creature from Jekyll Island. Let me know if you've read the book. That was such a joke with Hunter's Churches. I know, right? It's meant to demoralize you. Not you, Tina, but people. It's meant to demoralize people because as the scriptures talk about justice crying in the streets, justice. We don't see justice in our society here in America. I'm speaking for us, all eyes seem to be on America for all the wrong reasons. Yes, Edward G. Griffin. Thank you. Edward G. Griffin, his book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. The narrative is that billionaires, if they were millionaires, billionaires today, right? Wouldn't you agree? J.P. Morgan, the Rockefellers, who else would be included? The billionaires that were at this meeting on Jekyll Island, which is off of the coast of Georgia. So Georgia has a lot of islands off of the coast. In 2020, Josephine and I went on, remember, I was sharing all the trips. When the world was locked down, I was traveling all around just the Georgia coastline and South Carolina. And I loved it. It was quiet. Nobody was anywhere. It was just really chill. And I would just take Josephine and we would go on these weekend excursions. And I was working as, when I was still working as a nurse. So I would get these amazing discounts to stay. And yes, the Rothschilds. Okay, so the Rothschilds, John Jacob Astor. And the story is that J.P. Morgan was supposed to be on the boat and he wasn't. He checked out, didn't show up at the last minute. And also, I heard that Milton Hershey missed the boat also. Had you ever heard that? Let me know. Milton Hershey of the Hershey Chocolate Empire. Dom, oh my goodness, it's been a long time, Dom. Welcome. Peace, respect, health, happiness, and love to everybody. Thank you, Dom. It's so nice to see you. Wow, it's been a long time. Blessings, blessings. Karen says Marco Polo released 630, I'm sorry for laughing, 630 page book on the Hunter Biden laptop. At this point, okay, don't get mad at me, y'all, because I'm going to find my spoon if y'all want to come for me. But I'm over so many things at this point, okay? I just don't have the patience to stay engaged in some of this stuff. I just want to slap people. I want to just throw things and just, stop it. Guggenheim, thank you. I'm like, look, puppies. That's an inside joke me and my daughter have. Okay, yes, Guggenheim, Benjamin Guggenheim, what? All them dudes. Corn Pop, who else was on that boat? So Marco Polo, back to that. Yes, Karen, that was crazy. I saw that on Twitter. Okay, that laptop from hell, Hunter Biden. I'm so over that ghetto ass family. Okay, I am just ghetto-ness. I can't stand it, and it just makes me want to slap people. What? We're still dealing with this? You know what? We just need a whole bunch of irate women. Okay? Can you imagine? We just listen. Stop this BS. We need some women that are having PMS and going through menopause. We need to just go bogart, bum rush these places and just grip somebody up by their collar and say, if you don't get up out of here with this foolishness. I mean, come on, go back to the days, right? Big Mama. Just walk up in the places and just with a spoon. Yes, I want to take my spoon to people. I'm at that point. Okay, this stuff makes me like, that's why I like the New York Post, because if I'm going to doom scroll through the news, at least the New York Post, it's entertaining to me. Like I said, you can judge me if you want. I love the New York Post. I think it's highbrow literature, Dom. For me, it's highbrow literature like Bluey, Sesame Street. So all I watch is Sesame Street, Elmo and Bluey. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so back to what I want to talk about. I know, manager, I know. Okay, so the pendulum is swinging. This is what I want to get back to the point. I know, listen, wait, manager, just let me get to this point. Okay, so the elite, they basked in their privilege. Okay, my white friends, don't come for me right now when I say the word privilege. Listen, don't do it, okay? Some people do have privilege. I know we talk about white privilege sometimes, but again, we talk race. This isn't necessarily race though, because we're gonna start just untangling all this race stuff, okay? To see who is really the hidden hand, who really is doing the stuff, the archons, whatever they want to call themselves, right? Okay, so back to the elite, because when you think about this narrative of the Titanic, it deals in the elite. So we got a group of people who, for some reason, they think they're elite. And that in itself is a problem. So they have been basking in their privilege and just relishing in the fruits of stolen labor. Can we talk stolen labor? Are you guys ready? Let's get into this. Are you ready to hang out a little bit? Yeah, I'm gonna get the spoon. We got Tucker. Tucker, let me tell you, this cat is so crazy. He goes trolling everybody. I can't even explain to you what a troll he is. But, we say tuck around and find out, right? he tucks around and finds out. But he's really, he wants all the smoke with all the cats. He wants all the smoke. So listen, we have people that have thought that they are elite. Now, it goes back to, we can go, listen, we've been putting in the work. Have you all noticed that? We've been putting in the work, y'all. We went last year, if we've been hanging out together in the Chatmosphere, have we not been doing our assignments? Yes, we have. Pat yourself on the back. We went through a timeline, and Tina will tell you that the 1800s is where we got to figure this stuff out. If we were working on a crime case, a cold case, and we wanted to find out what the hell happened here in America, go to the 1800s, right, Tina? Right? That's all you have to do. Like Kev Gill said, it's only 2-3 grandmas away. It didn't happen that long ago. I know I sound angry. Sorry, listen. Is it loud in the background? Let me just check. Let me do a mic check. Mic check. How do we sound? Even the manager. Is his sound Bluey? Is Bluey too loud in the background? Just let me know. I'll wait. I'll be drinking my water from the copper cup. It sounds good. Stolen late. Let me get. I'm gonna get the spoon. It's been too long. Hold on. Manager, can you get the spoon for me? 1 minute, everybody. I'm getting the spoon. That's it. I told you I keep it. It's always with me. Okay. Oh my goodness. Manager, you were supposed to help. Okay, look, I'm going to have to get this, I think. Okay, listen. The 1800s, right, Tina? Tell them, Tina. That's right, Karen. Stolen labor, stolen identities. Listen. I was listening to, listen, Linda. Remember that? Okay. I know I'm all over the place, but just, I'm going to bring it all home, right, Juan? Juan's here, everybody. Let's welcome Juan. Juan has been out here shaking a tail feather all over the world. Juan, I see you, bro. Getting them passport stamps. Traveling mercies, Juan. How's it going? Did you send us a postcard, Juan? Hope you're having fun. I love to see people out there traveling and having fun. I'm not jealous either, Juan. I'm not jealous. I just don't want to travel anymore. And if you knew me before 2020, you know that is not me. Like, I have absolutely no interest in it. So my travel bug has been cured for now. Maybe it's all the ivermectin, right? Okay, let's see what the manager does with the spoon. Okay, I might have to take it. We'll see how it works. All the lies in the 1800s, right? Lori, you missed me. Oh, Lori, welcome to you. Yes, give Lori some love. Welcome. We're about to get into we're going to talk some stuff, okay? I'm warming up if the manager allows it. Teresita, welcome. It's so nice. We're having a good old, what is it? A reunion. Okay, let's see, Kanita. You say you want to travel more. I am all for you traveling. Don't hear that I don't think travel is good. I really love to see people travel. I used to love it. Maybe I'll get that desire for it again. We'll see. Okay, manager, can I take this spoon for a minute, please? Look, Bluey, please. Okay. All right, listen, no banging. Oh, okay. No banging. Can you be quiet? A little more quiet. Okay, Lisa's here. Lisa Vogel, welcome. I missed you too. It's so nice. Sending love to you. Welcome and thank you for hanging out. So nice. I know it wasn't a plan, long plan, but I want to do more live streams, okay? So listen, I want to get back to the point I wanted to make about the Titanic and the timelines and how they seem to they mirror each other in a way. The 1800s, I would say, and then leading up to this point in our nation, right? Kanita has been educating me a lot. She has a lot of knowledge about what happened in the past, who various people are, because identity, I know that it's talked about a lot in the mainstream media. That's what they use a lot to do their campaign of division. However, it's only because they're taking the information and confusing people. Because identity is important, but it shouldn't be an idol. And that's what some people treat it as, an idol, like their identity in whatever they do, their vocation. Okay, wait, let me just put this right here. Can't do the spoon right now because the manager wants to take it over, okay? So identity gets used and weaponized, but the information is based on a lie. The narrative is not true. Certain people don't know who they are because they've been asleep. They've been so asleep. It's like a coma. It's like a death. And okay, manager. Thank you. I appreciate that. The manager is chiming in too. So the weaponization of identity and race is not a scientific thing. When we went down those rabbit holes last year, we realized that race was all concocted in the 1800s. And we have people like, of course, Charles Darwin, and a lot of the eugenicists. They came along and created this race thing, and they weaponized it. And it is not based on science. It's based on fiction. So if you can keep the people unaware of their identity and you foist identity on them, because people don't choose their identity. They're herded into identities. And that is usually why people have a lot of the mental illness that we see. It's not that the people are sick, it's that the society is sick. How in the world can you be balanced in an imbalanced society? And especially one that is lawless, that moves away from God. The more a society moves away from God, they move away from truth, objective truth. And now truth can be anything you want it to be, based on fiction. It's like the scripture said, that in the end times, the Lord would turn them over to a strong delusion. And that's what we're seeing. I never knew how that would play out, a strong delusion. We see now that this stuff has blossomed so quickly. You look on the Twitter feed, you go to the New York Post, for instance, and you get to see what are they talking about with this agenda. I have to defend being a woman based on non-science, based on delusion. I have to be, I would say, offended. It is an offense for these people to call women cis and all the cisgender, cis whatever, these names they give us, birthing person. This is a real slap in the face it's no way to make people open up to what you're dealing with. It is an affront. It shuts down any conversation, because if you're going to tell me that men can have babies, like, you look at the hips of a man, and I'm just like, what? Just based on me being a nurse and having gone through anatomy and physiology, I see the bones, and I'm sure they don't like the topic. Stand by. I know they don't like. I'll find other words. Okay, be patient with me. I'll have to code my words a little more. Sometimes it seems when you start okay, so science, we're told to trust it. Yeah. I'm back. It's freezing for me. Let me know if you hear me. And thank you for being patient with the stream. It's beyond my control. Am I coming? Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. Dom says you see it as the worship of Baphomet. Technology, Baphomet, and things like that. Let me see. That comment is not showing up. But Dom, thank you for that, because the word Baphomet started to become used in our of being used maybe 2016 in a big way. You hear me? Okay. All right. So the Baphomet thing, if you can hear me now, I'm going to repeat what I said because it was spinning. It's freezing. That's right, Teresita. Leave her alone. They keep messing with me. Okay, sunny day. Let me see if I can be a better streamer and not use certain words, okay? Let me try. It's hard for me sometimes. Maybe I can't say what he just put up there. It was a black screen. Why did it have to be black? Why did it have to be black, Sean? Sean. So is everybody here? Are we back? Let me try to code my words up a little. Thank you, Tina. We rebuke it. Okay, I'll code it a little more. It's hard sometimes when you have to code your words. It's just hard. I may start doing some streaming on, is it Twitter? Yeah, maybe. I want to do some spaces. I talked about that before. I don't know how many of us from here are on the Twitters, but I would like to do something on the Twitters. They seem to not have these issues. Well, they do. Yeah, no. Everybody's having technical issues. I have to take that back. But maybe Instagool doing some. Wait a minute, manager. Okay. Okay, I know. IG, yeah. I want to do some live streams on Instagool. And hopefully like this won't happen as much, but we'll see. And then maybe I'll do something on the other streaming, okay? But either way, I'll keep you posted and I'll drop some links, okay? Manager needs a playmate. Yes. Tucker is his playmate. But Tucker is tucked out. Taking a nap. Rumble, you think Rumble, do they have better streaming? Let me know. I haven't heard too much about it. I just need to have more options. But okay, let's see if I can code this better. Okay, the pendulum again is swinging from an extreme. Now, have you ever been anywhere to watch pendulums? Because I love museums and I'm doing this movement because in Philadelphia, the Museum of Science and, we have all these museums in Philadelphia. So, everybody loves it. The Franklin Institute. And I believe they have, or it's either, okay, I love the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. And IG, welcome, IG. Love you. It's so nice to see you. Yay. Rumble. Other people are saying Rumble. Okay. I'll check into it because this is IG. You said 444. What's 444? What's the significance? Tell me, IG. I miss you. Welcome. Okay, so has anybody ever watched a big pendulum? I don't know. Okay, so you can fact check me. I'm getting my museums mixed up. So it could be in Philly or Chicago, where you can watch the big pendulum. It's really one of those like smooth, the moving of the pendulum. And listen, I know some people do witchy poo things with pendulums. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about science right now. A pendulum and the way it swings. If it stays in one area for a while, then it's going to go opposite. And that's what I see happening. The elite, the people that when we went back into our lessons last year, we were digging into even the book of Enoch. And if you remember when we read through the book of Enoch, if anybody's new to this channel, this is a backup channel. Please subscribe if you find the content something that you would like to hear more. I want to do more content, live content. And please subscribe so I could build this backup channel. I'm locked out of my main channel, but I do have videos still there. Get some of the stuff I'm referencing. Please head over to the main channel and let me plug the laptop in. Bear with me a minute. I'm still with you. I just have to grab the plug. And so the book of Enoch, we were looking at the Nephilim. And I know a lot of people have various opinions about the Nephilim. I just want to say that just to make it simple, and let me know what you think in the chatmosphere about the Nephilim. But I'm starting to integrate some of this understanding of where we are in the 1800s. You know, we went through giants and things like that. And the Nephilim, they did not like human beings. So they did not like the children of God. It was a jealousy and envy that they had, because I remember hearing that children of God, human children of God, were going to judge angels in the last days. That's a big deal. Not good if you're an angel. It's found in the stairwell tucked away. What is, tell me, The Fallen? That's a movie I want to look at, by the way. Thank you for mentioning that. I want to look at that movie. I never watched it with Denzel Washington, The Fallen, because I don't like when Denzel does dark movies. I don't know. I've not been interested in watching the dark movies that he makes. So now I may want to look at that movie to kind of see what is going on there. But during this time, you have noticed, because we've talked, you've noticed that people that you thought you knew, even in your family, they're not the same people. Now, it's taken me 3 years to catch up with this and really understand it. But Girl Code has been very patient with me. And she's been explaining this to me. And it finally, like, I just had that aha moment, like, I get it now, sis. That, I'm saying sis, but it's not sis in that way. It's sissy. So, right, manager? So, people have been, she says, a worldwide possession has happened. And if you think about the technology, I know some people are leery about technology, the AI and everything. We could get into that at another time. But the spiritual and the technological, they do merge somewhat. Now, if you're not sealed, okay, if you're not sealed with God's Spirit, I believe some people are open. You know, they're open. They can be walked in and all kinds of things by these fallen. You know, they want a body. Remember when Beyonce had that song, Get Bodied? Get bodied. That's what they want. They want a body. They want to drive around like your body. Hey, manager. No. Let me get the manager something to drink. Manager. Copper cup here. Hold it. Let me put the lid on. All right, let's see if the manager might like this. Okay. All right, have a little wet your whistle. Michelle, oh my gosh, this is like the band is really getting back together. Michelle, welcome. Let's give Michelle some love. Oh my goodness. Tucker is up from his nap. Welcome, Michelle. It's so nice to see you here. Yes, so the fallen angels. No, Dom, I get you. You meant the fallen. I knew you meant that. Yep, thank you for but it reminded me of the movie that Denzel, maybe I'm off with the comparison, but I hadn't seen the movie, but it just reminded me I want to see that movie. It was one of those things I had on my list. But the Nephilim, And the fact that they are disembodied, they did something where they did not keep their station. Everybody has a station when it comes to angels. And it's like a tight military. And if you go outside the boundaries, there are consequences. And Enoch could not contend for these angels that went on, was it Mount Hermon? Back me up. I have to grab the book, but I'm going off of my memory. Okay. If it's not perfect, Dana will correct me, right? Or anybody's welcome to, but Dana's really good at it. Okay. So they left their station and they went into the daughters of men, and they had children that are known as the giants and the things. I won't get into that right now. We did it already. And if anybody wants to look at some of that stuff we went over last year, the year before, I have it on my channel, my main channel that I'm locked out of. Okay, so I'm just going through this narrative so we can see their jealousy, their envy of us. They hate us. You know how they say they hate us because they ain't us? They hate us because they ain't us, okay? And I'm not trying to be arrogant and prideful, but I'm just trying to be funny, okay? If it's corny, probably. But they had children with the women. They were not supposed to do that, people. It's like, time out. You're a habitual line stepper if you like the Chappelle Show, right? It was Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon, Sean says 33 degrees, 30 by 33 degrees. I'm glad you brought that up. So much I want to get into, but it's just, I don't want to make this a long live stream. We could do more. I want to talk about more of this. So we have a group of people that have a bloodline that are part of this stuff. This Nephilim, I believe they're on this earth. And because Enoch could not, he went to God and tried to plead for them, but God was like, no, it's no repentance, it's no redemption for them. They broke the law. And it's just no repentance. But for us, we get redemption. We get forgiveness. We get the stuff that they wish they had. And that, as you can see, would cause a deep resentment. They hate us, and we need to realize that. So, being that some people have opened themselves. I bring Beyonce up because we talk about this celebrities not because we're into them. We were into them, some of us. I liked Beyonce at one time, so I never had this like hatred of Beyonce. But I look at her because it's like you're watching history unfold in a person's whole whatever narrative, their character, whatever you want to call it. So Beyonce has a really big spirit that she houses. And when it comes into her, you can see a change. Her eye color changes, everything changes. She gets musculature that she doesn't even have normally, because she's usually a very soft and feminine, rounded out woman. Okay, Bub. Hey, Bub. Luca. No. Do you want to get out of the chair? Do you want to get out? Here, come on. Okay, I'm going to let the manager move around a bit. So I'm still here. Okay, so I'm talking about the major spirit that Beyonce she inhabits. And this spirit is nicknamed, what is it? Sasha Fierce. Almost forgot. Sasha Fierce is the demon. I don't know if it's whatever you want to call it. Not to get into demonology, not trying to do that, but it's a demon that she and her handlers have named Sasha Fierce. Now, names are very important, and why would they name this being Sasha Fierce? It's because fierce, I remember when that word was really used a lot in popular culture. I lived in Atlanta, okay, and I was working with a lot of gay guys, and that was one of the names, one of the things in the vernacular. So my gay friends out there, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to come for you. You all know that already. But they would say, girl, you are looking fierce. Remember that? Anybody? Do you remember it? You are fierce. And they would snap, right? But when you really think about fierce, it was used in like if you're a diva. Even that word diva, no bueno. Diva. So a fierce entity is one that's going to be very angry. So when you see that spirit come into her, and she's described it, you could look, she says it comes into me and I'm doing things on stage, and she threw a watch out to the audience. She doesn't even remember doing it. You know, she's done that even recently, thrown stuff out. That being that inhabits her is very powerful. So she was born for it, I guess. Her family initiated her into this fame and to become an idol that's worshipped, a goddess. So for anybody who studied some of the African religions, you know that there's big spirits. You know, she wears certain colors, and she has invoked things and opened up portals, and she has brought down some powerful beings through her as a gate and a portal. So one of them is, and I know this is probably it's not going to be a popular thing to say, but you'll understand. I'll talk about it more. But if you're into Santeria, you know that there is Yema Ya, and she's known as Oshun in some aspects. I believe Yema Ya and Oshun. Correct me, people who know. Oshun and Yema Ya, are they pretty much the same? But she has brought in the spirit of Oshun. Oh, is it Oshun or is it? Yeah, I think it's Oshun. I haven't been into this in a while. I was initiated into this when I was a teenager, but I have not pursued it. But I was initiated, you know, what happens in certain families. It was something that my father initiated me into. So you know about it, Juan. Juan knows about Santeria. So you know what I'm talking about. And I mean, I'll talk about some of that stuff another time. Bear with me. I know I'm distracted. The manager's on the move. Tucker's on the move. They're all on the move. So back to this spirit of the people have intentionally allowed these entities to drive them, like getting in a car. And some people are really fun to drive for these entities. It's like the equivalent of you getting into a Maserati, okay? And they want to experience things. They want to experience visceral flesh, the things that make the flesh dance, right? The things that make the flesh feel good, the hedonistic stuff. They wanted, okay, let me code my language. You know me, I'm about to go. I have to watch it, everybody. I'm trying to keep the stream going. Manager, please sit down. Please sit down. So they people have inhabited many, many spirits. And at this time, the spirits are really active. And there is, like I said, a worldwide possession, as Girl Code has described it. And I'm starting to see it a lot. Now, some of our family and friends have been vessels because they have taken oaths. Okay? And we're going to talk about this. I can't get it all in to this evening. But some of our family, now I'm talking about my bloodline right now, so don't get upset, but I have to speak this stuff, okay? It is on me to speak it, and it's not popular. But you know me, I don't care about being popular. Never really have. But I'm going to talk about my bloodline. We went against God. And we have to repent for what we did. We have taken oaths. We have bound ourselves to entities. We were not supposed to do that. We traded our birthright. We traded our birthright. We've taken oaths, secret oaths. Now, if you are not part of the Washington bloodline, do not take this as I'm talking about you, because you might be able to do that. Okay, your bloodline might be okay with doing it. I'm talking about my bloodline was not supposed to do it. And my bloodline has to repent. My bloodline has to, generational. Thank you, Shotki. You know, right now, we're seeing something happening. We're seeing not just, okay, in normal lives, like our families, we're now looking at things unfold in the celebrity world that they used to keep a tight lid on their image. But now that we're in this phase of the apocalypse, your image in a lie, it's not going to work anymore. After 2020, the jig is up. The jig is up. So this is the thing. You may have heard that Russell Simmons, if you know who I'm talking about, Russell Simmons from the, he's an architect of rap and hip hop, early days of Run DMC. He's related to Run. And he married a model named Kimora. He had children with her, 2 daughters. One of his daughters with Kimora has pretty much, if you have daddy issues, I will warn you, you may be triggered. Because this girl spilled her, she just went on a live stream and she just let it all out. No. Excuse me, the manager is doing some things. Bear with me a minute. I have to kind of get the manager to come back and sit down, maybe. Manager. All right, listen, come on. I know. All right. Hang out for a little bit longer, can you? Just a little bit. Okay, maybe we can do a few more minutes. Okay? Thanks for your patience with the whole live stream. Okay, so Russell Simmons' daughter, Aoki, she has, it's a lot, everybody. If you haven't been following it, and I'm not taking sides in it, I'm just saying that it is a family drama that has come to the public, and this is stuff that normally wouldn't come to the public. And it's damning. But I'll say that generational curses in a lot of our families have come through our fathers, okay? And men, listen, I give smoke to women. So if anybody's new to me, I don't play favorites with the truth. I have smoke for everybody. The black so-called people, the white so-called people. I got smoke for y'all. I got smoke for anybody. The Asians, the women, the men. Listen, we all have to be truthful if we're going to have the redemption that we seek. And the curses that have come through the fathers, and I'm talking the fathers because some of our fathers have taken secret oaths, okay? Some of our fathers that were not supposed to leave their stations, okay? And I'm not talking about if you are of a bloodline that you could do all this stuff, you fine. I'm not judging you. I'm talking my bloodline. We were not supposed to do these things. Okay? We fell from our position, a lofty position. We fell. And we need to repent. And we have promises of redemption upon our repentance. And when we look at this family drama with Russell Simmons, it's so painful to watch his daughter express the pain. Some of us have had similar things. And, you know, having a rich daddy doesn't always mean that people think that she had to, respond to people that were like, oh, you're just a rich kid. You're a Nepo kid. That's rich people problems. We have to watch that sometimes because people will assume that because your daddy is rich or your daddy is powerful, or your daddy is this, that he's hooking you up. That's not the case with a lot of people. In fact, it's the opposite. Sometimes daddy is just pulling rugs from under you. You stand up and daddy's pulling the rug because he wants to see you struggle. He wants you to make it in the mud like he did. And something about that thinking, something happened. Something's not balanced right there. And you may disagree with me. But I'm telling you that your daughters should not be out here. I'll just say some of your daughters shouldn't be out here like they are. Okay? And when I see this Russell Simmons thing, it's like he can run to Bali, but wherever you go, there you are. Whatever these people have done for their fame and their fortune, because now he says the narrative is that he's broke. And maybe he's broke according to rich people broke, but he could be broke because all the lawsuits that are coming at him, he could be broke in the sense of you can lose a fortune. So let's not act like people haven't lost their fortunes. But as a man who would come from such a lofty place to be now just knocked down, that has to be hard. And he's emoting, onto his daughters. And it's really painful, to see this happen. But the thing is that according to law, you can't mock what the law of sowing and reaping. You can't take secret oaths and bind yourself to demons. You can't do that. Not all bloodlines are able to do that and get away with it. Nobody really, but I'm just saying certain people really are going to pay. It's a day of reckoning. And people have to repent. If they bound themselves, I could tell you stories of things that I now is all coming to my understanding because I see it playing out in my family. I see it playing out. And I have to be truthful about it. Oh, I would love to look at my family in just a romanticized way and just feel like, oh, we've been good. No, I have to be balanced. Okay? I got to be balanced. I have to be truthful. because I really want redemption for all of us. And I do believe certain bloodlines, once they get it, it will really reverberate and many people will be blessed. It's like being a steward, having an assignment and understanding it. And so I know that I've been talking race lately. I'm going to be talking more about race, and I'm going to be talking about where's the boat. I'll do it in a piece. I'll put it on my Instagram. But I want to know, where's the boats? Where are the boats? You know, we talk about this transatlantic slave trade. And I've traveled all over the world. And I've seen boats that have been preserved from different eras. I was in Egypt and I saw the sun boat. If anybody has ever been to Egypt and you saw the sun boat in the Giza Plaza, the sun boat is an ancient boat, and it's been restored. You have to wear, little foot coverings when you go into this place where it's been restored. But it's a boat that I can tangibly touch if I didn't want to get in trouble with the museum people. But I can see this boat and I can see the construction of it. I'm from Philadelphia, where they had the great shipyards, and I see boats. I'm used to seeing the big staff boats. If you're from the Northeast, Karen, New York Harbor, you see the big boats. Boston, if you're from DC, we're used to seeing boats that have been preserved. I have never seen a slave boat that carried these Africans from Africa through the Middle Passage. I've only seen drawings. I've only seen movies. Hollywood has such, what is it that they have? They really have to keep reminding melanated people that you were slaves. You were chattel slaves. You were brought over like sardines in the Middle Passage. You were Kunta Kinte, Chicken George, right? Sharon, welcome. So glad you're here. Welcome, Sharon. I've missed you. So they tell us these narratives and they keep reinforcing it. And you have to ask yourself, even if you believe it, you have to ask yourself, why is Hollywood constantly reminding so-called Black people that they were slaves? Every time you turn around, it's a slave movie. Now they're remaking The Color Purple. Hollywood has run out of inspiration. Oh my God, Girl Code is here, y'all. Uh-oh. Listen, look, manager, you're going to have to put up with me another. Sissy!
Hi, Sissy!
You hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I have the same problem. Can you hear me, Sissy?
You can't. Yeah, I can hear you.
This stream.
Can you hear me?
Have a guest?
Okay, give me.
Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. Hello,
Okay.
and welcome.
Give me 1 second. I'll call right back in.
Sissy, do you hear Girl Code?
No.
Can't hear you, Sissy.
Okay,
and I've been having
okay.
This problem with this stream.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna call right back in.
This is gonna happen again. Dang it, man. Okay, I gotta figure it out, but I want Girl Code to chime in. You can hear her, so you all can still hear her. Oh my goodness, let's see who this is. It's a new name. Let's give some love from the chatmosphere to Nyambi Michele. Did I say it right? I hope so. Let's see. You're saying we were already here. America is the old Egypt. Tamari. We are Tamaricans, Moors, Native Indians. Do you see that? Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate that. You sharing. It's a lot to unpack with this right here, but I want to continue this conversation and pick up where some of this, what you're saying here, because I'm going to tell you, The truth is going to piss a lot of people off. And that's where you have to check your heart. Okay. Now, I'm talking to my white brothers and sisters, and I'm not trying to be facetious. Okay. I know I'm silly a lot, but let's be real. If you looked at my family, how could I hate white people? I'm just saying that. A lot of you so-called black people, you got white grandmoms, you got white great-grandmoms. You need to stop it with the hatred of white people. It doesn't make sense. You're hating an aspect of you. And not everybody was raped. I know I'm about to, this stream is about to just disintegrate. I'm sorry. I forgot I was coding my words. Let me tell you something. All the mixed race people in my family, they were not brought here through rape. And I want us to stop that lie that mixed people from the 1800s were only the product of rape. That's ridiculous. And it's a lie. And if I hate white people, that means I hate my great grandmother. And I don't hate her. And that's what blackness demands that you do. This blackness is a cult. It's a cult from the pits of hell. And people need to leave the cult of blackness. Some people call it Blackistan. You need to get the hell out of Blackistan. Some of you keep on being black, okay? I'm with it. You like it, I love it. But some of us need to stop it and repent. And stop calling yourselves black. The cult of blackness. And you too, white people, the cult of whiteness. You need to leave your cult too. So this cult of blackness demands that you hate your great grandmother who's white. I can't even find my mother if I take her to TJ Maxx in the middle of the day. I can't even find her with all the little white ladies. She mixes in. I gotta put my glasses on to find her. So what would I look like hating white people? It's ridiculous. And you know what? I repent of it because you know what? I have been feeding myself a diet of this bullshit, this race cult. I've been feeding my soul, my spirit with it for too long. But I repent of it, what it has done to me, what the whole 8 years of Obama. Now, I didn't like Obama. You could ask my family. They hate me because I didn't go along on the Obama adventure with them. They hate me. That's how possessed they are. They hate you over politics. This because they've opened themselves up to demonic possession. But Obama's 8 years has done more damage to our racial, whatever this is here in America. He stirred up the pot of racial hatred. It fomented with all the different names. Say their name, say their name, Black Lives Matter. Look at what Black Lives Matter is today. I got people in my family that are angry at me today because I saw through that bullshit. Black Lives Matter. I tried telling one of my friends, so-called friends, I said, black, the whole thing, the name itself is like a curse. Why do you have to prove that you matter? See, let me tell you something. You know the song, the Christmas song that says the soul felt its worth? I want to expand on that one day. The soul knowing its worth. When your soul knows its worth, You don't need validation from white supremacy. You don't need to keep appealing to white supremacy because that's an illusion. Anybody that would even believe that they're supreme over another group of people is delusional. There's no such thing. There's no black supremacy. There's no white supremacy. There's no Asian supremacy. None of that. And to feel inferior to any other so-called race is also delusion. It's not based on fact. It's based on fiction. It's a fiction. It's a social construct and a fiction that you're buying into. And everybody needs to repent. Because this is what I'm talking about. The pendulum is swinging. And you know, I just want to say, let me just bring it down to this. You know, the drug problem in America and what we're seeing today, we see zombies on the streets. I want to say to some of my white friends, when I lived in Philadelphia, when I was in nursing school in Temple University, and my friends were a vast collection of everybody, okay? I had an Indian friend from East India, took her to school every day. Shout out to Annie. She's a doctor now. I'm a doctor. I had East Indian friend, had white friends, everything under the white, everything, Italian, German, whatever. Puerto Rican, Puerto Rico, everybody, okay? Everything, the mixture, the swirly ones, everybody, the African ones, the everything, okay? We had men in our class, okay? So the gender thing, we were all one. But I'm going to tell you one thing I noticed from, they were the Mean Girls. They looked just like the Mean Girl movie, okay? It was a little group of white girls. They were from the Northeast. I don't know. They were bougie white girls. And here they are in the inner city of Philadelphia taking nursing, okay? And we were doing community nursing. And you know what they were saying? I overheard them. For the neighborhood where they were going to college in North Philly. Yeah, you got to go to North Philly to go to Temple. So they're in North Philly and we got to go out into the community and do nursing. You have to have a level of compassion for the people you are going into their homes. And these girls were like, ugh. And you know what they said? They said everybody needs to be sterilized in North Philly. They said that. You have to think about it. These are young women in their early 20s. And they're saying that a whole group of people need to be sterilized. And the lack of empathy and compassion, that some of those are your nurses out there. I've been a nurse for over 33 years. I could tell you stories. I could write volumes. So I'm never going to say that some people are not racist. But I know that there were people walking around then in that time period, the crack epidemic that hit Philadelphia. And you saw a bunch of so-called black people, what they, agreed to be black, but they're walking around the streets of North Philly. You're walking over crack vials. I got family members that got caught up in the crack epidemic. And there wasn't a lot of compassion when it was the black people walking around like zombies. Now that it's white people that you see, Asians even, this is hitting everybody. It's like, the compassion pours out. But I want people to check their heart on that, because a lot of people have just been conditioned to hate, to not have empathy. But there's going to be a surprise. I'll just say that. There's going to be a surprise. If you believe in the scriptures and you remember, and I can't quote it exactly, but it said that the world would just cry. They would cry when they found out who it is. When they find out. It's best to check your heart now. We all have to repent. We've all been duped with this race bullshit. And I'm going to keep talking about it. I want to know, where are the slave ships? I just saw a piece on 60 Minutes, and it had none other than Gloria Vanderbilt's son. Soon as I saw his white hair, I said, oh, you know it's going to be on some bullshit right now. But I listened. It was only a 15 minutes or something, and I watched it. And you know what? They have a little town, Tina, called Africa Town in Alabama. And back in the 18th, like we're talking right around Juneteenth, there was an African family that were stolen. It's human trafficking, everybody. They were human trafficked out of Africa, and they were brought to Alabama and brought up the river in a boat called the Clotilla. You could correct me, the Clotilla or something. You could look it up. And this narrative is so flimsy. It's like I felt like I was watching an old SNL. Remember they had those mockumentaries? It felt like I was watching a mockumentary. It was insulting every bit of intelligence that I might think I have, okay? I was like, you got to be kidding me right now, Anderson Cooper. You freaking CIA agent. You're sitting here, they got the family and they're like, we want our, what, reparations? You want reparations? Are you effing kidding me? So they've been brought over from Africa and they set up Africa Town. I'm asking lots. I'm like Elmo. I'm wondering a lot, okay? I'm wondering a lot with this narrative. Now, when they tried to bring the boat up, they had divers and everything. Wait a minute. The manager is really the manager. Okay, manager. I'm going to end the stream in a minute. I just want to finish this one thought, if you are okay with it. Okay, so. All right, so they have divers. You know how they do these little pieces, puff pieces, and they go down. They bring up a piece of a stick. It looked like they brought up a stick for. Oh, here it is, the Clotilla. You see that? The bar? No, I don't see it. It looks like something I saw wash up on shore when I was at Jekyll Island. Are you kidding me? A piece of wood. You are going to tell me, gaslight me, that there's a. Of course, wait a minute. Let me go back through the narrative. The captain of the boat, the Clotilla, he burned it. Isn't that convenient? He burned the slave ship. So we have no proof of it, but he burned it. He burned it. And it was under the river. So how am I supposed to take this shit seriously when you show me a piece of wood that you brought up? One piece of wood. It looks nondescript. Anything. Any piece of wood. And you're going to tell me that's the slave ship. When like I said, I've been to Egypt. I saw the freaking sunboat. Beautifully preserved. I've seen boats everywhere, all over the world. Old boats. I want to see a slave boat. Can somebody help me? Please. Because I've never seen one. I've never seen any, not hide nor hair. And I've been to everybody's museum. And from every janky museum to the freaking Louvre in Paris. I've been to your museums. I've been to museums in Cairo, Egypt. I've never seen a slave ship. If you have, please help me. I'm looking for help. I need to see Das Boot. Where is Das Boot? Okay. because this bullshit, they're going to keep on with the slave stuff. But just ask yourself, does it make sense? Just ask yourself. We're talking, if you're not concerned with the slavery that's going on right now, then you have no moral ground to be concerned about what happened in the 1800s. That's how I feel. Because we have slavery happening today. We have Uyghur Muslims over in China that are working on all of our little athletic shoes. You got these athletes that want to talk about racism. They're multi-millionaires talking about how bad it is, right, for them as they go into their gated communities. It's disgusting and it's wicked. And we need to separate ourselves from them because what they're doing is wicked. They should know better. They're living a lie. They're promoting lies. And we're at a point where this is the reckoning. You can't get away with it. The party is over, okay? The whole party is over. They had their time. They don't get a reset this time. They don't get the meter. They don't get any more time on the meter. It's over. And the lies are being exposed. I'm still here. Bear with me. I'm going to finish up in a minute. But my point is this. We need to be concerned with modern day slavery because this narrative of the transatlantic slave trade, when I bring on Kanita and some of the other sisters to talk about some of this stuff, I am starting to see this more clear. That we're talking about stolen labor. We're talking about stolen identity. We're talking about a usurpation, a coup, a corporate takeover, corporate warfare. This country was incorporated. Other countries are incorporated. You see how corporations can confederate themselves and just control, like be a shadow government. We saw that in 2020. How corporations basically promoted a worldwide lockdown. They had all the stand 6 feet apart, 6 whatever. They had all that stuff already printed to put on the floors. Weren't you wondering how'd they get all this? You know, I like all that graphic arts. I was like, wow, look at that. It's everywhere. Every city I went to. So coordinated. So if they can do that and lock the whole entire world up, you think this is new? This is what happened to us. And again, a lot of people were trafficked, human trafficking. Slavery is nothing new. But my thing is, you can't be concerned about this one period of time. And that's the only thing that they keep rehashing. Why? You have to ask yourself, why do they have to convince the so-called Black people in America that they were Kunta Kinte and Chicken George? What is it that they spend so much time on these freaking slave movies? And Oprah Winfrey and all these Black boule love to portray lies. Right, Tucker? So they really have an investment to convince the so-called Black in America that they were chattel slaves, they were in chains, they were if they were light-skinned, it's because of rape in the family. You know, they're in the big house while the more melanated ones are in the fields picking cotton and playing fiddles. The timeline, we need to reconcile the timeline because it doesn't make sense. And it's such a gaslighting thing at this point. But again, if you are a moral person who loves God and you're harping on about the transatlantic slave trade and you don't care that you're wearing sneakers or tennis shoes, I don't care what you want to call them, you're wearing shoes that were made from slaves, slave shoes. You're okay with that, though. No moral high ground. Because all these slaves of the modern world, a lot of them are children. A lot of them are in brothels. And it's like, who cares, right? Nobody cares about that. You try talking about it, you're called a whatever, all kinds of names, shut down. But human trafficking has been going on since the time of Joseph, who his brother sold him into slavery. How about that narrative? Joseph, his brothers sold him. That's what happens a lot of times, everybody. They want you to look at this enemy, but it's your own people that sell you into slavery. Because they're the closest ones to you. A lot of the slavery is what they've called a paper slavery. That's what I'm talking about. Stolen labor. This has been a labor dispute. But certain people did fall. They fell from a lofty place because they betrayed God. They left, they didn't respect the covenant, their birthright, their name. None of this slave stuff makes sense. Because if you look at me, my last name is Washington. I've been told that my name is a slave name. I came about my last name because of slavery. I'm at a point now, you got to prove it. Why I have a slave name. You got to prove it to me. Because none of it makes sense. And I'm not going to accept it anymore. My name, Washington, is not because of a slave narrative. Not no Hollywood slave narrative. I believe the Washingtons did something and it was the season for treason. There's a lot of treason that's going on in families. And I'm back to the sins of the father. There's a lot of treason. Treason begins at home and spreads abroad. How about that? Treason begins at home and spreads abroad. We're dealing with treasonous family members that will sell you like Joseph's brothers out of envy and jealousy. They will sell you. But God has a better plan. And you can look at it right through the narrative of Joseph. He was sold into slavery, but he rose up in Egypt. A lot of people need to look into that narrative a little bit. It'll probably sound different, when you have a little more understanding. But it was his brothers. And my brother's keeper, Cain, Abel. The first murder was between brothers. So we got a family problem. And they want us to look out at it's the white people. Well, you are the white people. Look at your damn great-grandmother. So, I got a little great-grandmother, Bernice McGee. Little whatever, passing, Irish. My name, Washington, comes from England. We migrated to Ireland. So people It doesn't make sense. Some of us have a lot of white people in our family, so-called white people. So it's stupid. It's really dumb. The jig is up and we need to stop it. If we think that we love God, that's not pleasing to God. All of this race stuff it's a cult. It's based in communism. It's based they don't hurt. And and this whole the browser has lost connection. It's telling me. Can you hear me? Give me a sign that you can hear me. And I'm going to end the stream because I'm getting too much interference. Let me know if you can hear me so I can. Glitches and gone, Teresita said. Girl Code, you're in the chatmosphere. Yay. Okay, I don't know what happened with the sound quality today. I'm trying to put myself back on the cam. I'm trying to cam up the manager. You're a Gen W? What? Look at that. Let's give Gen W some love. Hey, Jen. Welcome. Did the manager pull the plug? I have to see the manager or Tucker. Either one. Tucker and the manager, by the way, they work in tandem. I can't put myself back on the screen. Okay, listen, I don't know what's up. You can't see me? Teresita, it's something. I'm going to end the stream. This has been a long one. You know, when I don't see you all, it takes me. This is so crazy. Can you hear me now? The man. Okay. Am I back? Aaliyah. Welcome, Aaliyah. Let's give Aaliyah some love. Alrighty then. Am I not here? Am I not back? I'm back. Okay, while you can hear me, I don't want it to just drop off. Okay, if you hear me, I'm just going to say goodnight right now. Hey, Alan. Oh my goodness, Alan, welcome. If I didn't get to say hey to you, bear with me and forgive me, please. Forgive your sister. And I'm gonna just skedaddle now while the getting is good. And I'll check you later. I'll create that if you check me out on the other socials, I tend to post more often there, okay? But until things kind of, I'll do some live streams. I'm going to work on it, okay? But thank you for being patient, being here with me. And the manager sends love, Tucker and Josephine, everybody. And I will see you very soon. Take care.